My name is Kai and today we're at San Antonio. We're going to a concert over there, but we have a little bit of time before we have to go, so I'm going to show you about this.
What is it?
It's the history of the Riverwalk.
Okay.
Here's the Riverwalk right behind you.
Yep.
So far we've seen 2 cormorants on it. So this is basically the beginning of it when it was just none of this newfangled sidewalk stuff. It was just plain, regular, just a river like you would find out in the wilderness.
Okay.
Then they started building on it like with these stone buildings, little huts, small boats. Then it kind of evolved into kind of like a night. Then it started being more modern, and this is kind of it today.
Yep.
Now on the other side is the wildlife, and even though it's not that good of water, it's still thriving. I mean, the first cormorant we saw dived down once and it got a fish first try. That was a small fish. But anyways, here is a shrimp.
From 1927. And then what does this down here talk about?
All these arrows are airways for the birds.
For the birds. And what are all those different boxes? What are those?
The different areas, like the different biological areas.
Like ecosystems maybe?
Yeah.
Or
This is like the pine woods, desert.
And they all come together here.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the missions. You can see there's one up there. This is the ruins of the Alamo, which is now fixed up. And there's Historic America Building Survey, Library of Congress.
That's
No,
Mission San Juan.
Yeah.
So tell us what you know about the mission and the mission trail.
Well, there's a trail going up and down the Riverwalk that leads to all the missions.
And have you ever done it?
Yes. It was exhausting. But
How'd you do it?
on a rental bike.
Yeah. Okay. With whom?
With my family and my friend Ryder.
Right. Okay, let's see what else we got.
This is all the communities, like old missions.
Uh-huh.
You have some people arguing over what to do with it.
Uh-huh.
A map out plan for the mission. And a mission today. And then over here you have the rivers in the 1800s around the time of the Civil War.
And what else was happening?
Texas was its own country.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
And this was one of the river crossings way back then, right? In 1860.
Yep.
In 1840. Okay.
And then on this final side, it's what it is today. Right there at the top, you can see that it's an idea of what it would have been. I mean, because it was really dirty.
That was 1913.
That was a drawing. That's what it was back then.
But this is real. 1920.
And this is what it was today.
And then they fixed it up. Mm-hmm. And how did they fix it up? What happened? What happened? Do you remember?
They demolished some dams so that the river could run through, and they also planted trees, shrubs, grass, palm trees.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about the Riverwalk now?
I think it's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Although still, the water isn't that good. It does say not to drink the water.
Yeah. But it's
I
pretty
guess that's
fun.
because of all the oil that the boats put in it.
Yeah, and all the stormwater runoff probably
Yeah.
from all the concrete
And all the
everywhere.
bird poop.
Yeah. But you know, it is a beautiful place. To have an urban setting this green and beautiful is pretty cool, right? Okay, say goodbye.
Bye.
There's a duck.
What we're at right now is a lock. It's called a lock, and basically, so this Rio taxi, but river taxi, went through that. It closed behind them, and now the water level is rising so that they can get through that door. And there's some permits.
So why do you need a lock again?
So that you can get from one point of a river that's higher than the other to one that's lower than the other, or one that's lower than the other to one that's higher than the other.
And so they fill up this little chamber,
Oh, that's nice. They're really flexible.
and this is called a what?
Lock.
A lock. Cool. And where are we again?
San Antonio.